At number 10 now, the sound of a black hole. Edward Morgan from MIT collected X-ray data on a distant black hole, then transmitted it into a sound that is audible to humans. The original of this is about 1,000,000 billion times deeper than anything you could ever hear, the deepest note in the universe in fact. But with a little bit of tweaking, here is a sound of an actual black hole, and it's terrifying. Coming at number 9, we have the lost cosmonaut. In 1961, two Italian brothers recorded a signal from space which they claimed was from a secret Soviet space mission. It sounded like a female cosmonaut who was in distress while trying to orbit the Earth. Something had apparently gone wrong. She was complaining of feeling hot as she burned up in the atmosphere. Now the Russians announced that an unmanned craft had burned up in the atmosphere and denied they had any knowledge of the lost cosmonaut. At the number 8 spot now, we have Tabby's star. This mysterious star was discovered by amateur astronomers and found to be about 1,400 light years from Earth. The strange thing was, the brightness of it would dip by 22% for days at a time. Some suggested it was a Dyson sphere, a theoretical alien structure that would enclose a whole star to harvest all of its power. For many years it's been just a sci-fi idea, but Tabby's star seemed to fit this theory very well. At the time of recording, scientists are still carrying out further studies. Coming in at number 7 now, we have 234 stars. In 2016, Canadian astronomers found something very strange within the Milky Way. 234 stars that were blinking at exactly the same rate. Eric Trottier, the astronomer who found this, proposed that the signal was just too much of a coincidence. He thought it was of alien origin. He said that the pulsating signals were caused by an alien civilization flashing a laser in our direction, causing a faint but detectable blip in their star's light. The stars could even be 234 different civilizations pulling together to try and contact us. Moving on to number 6 now, we have the sound of Saturn. In 2002, the Cassini spacecraft passed by the gas giant of Saturn. It listened to the planet's aurora caused by its huge magnetic field. The signal was way out of human hearing, so they slowed it right down, they compressed it, and this is what they heard. Alright, moving on to number 5 now, we have the Lorimer burst. This signal was detected in 2007 after astronomers dug through 6 years of previous data. Then they found it. It was a very brief burst of radio emission, just 5 milliseconds in total. The area it came from was 5 to 11 billion light years away from Earth. This means that when the signal left its origin, Earth hadn't even been formed yet, which is mind-blowing. Scientists were shocked to find that whatever made this signal released more energy in that short burst than the sun does in 4 months. Moving on to number 4 now, we have this. It's a very weird name, but it has an incredible story behind it. Scientists detected this signal from an empty area of space with no stars or planet systems near it for about 1,000 light years, from an area between the constellations of Pisces and Aries, and yet a signal came. It was detected as being a short burst at about 1420 megahertz. That's one of the main frequencies at which hydrogen, the most common element in the universe, absorbs and emits energy. Scientists have often thought of using this to contact any aliens out there, and so when we received it, it's drawn a lot of attention. Coming in at number 3 now, we have frequency 4462.3. This signal came from a star only 100 light years from us, and it was a star quite similar to our own. It's called TYC 1220911, and it was nothing out of the ordinary until it did something. The noise it made was just 10 seconds long, but now that it's been adjusted so we can hear it, it's very scary and creepy. Tell me what you think of it. At number 2, we have the cosmic roar. In 2006, a group of California astronomers were trying to detect the very first stars in the universe. Instead, they heard a radio wave roar. What they heard was 6 times louder than the faint signal they expected to detect. In fact, this roar was 6 times greater than the combined emission of all known radio wave sources. And this wasn't the sound of the Big Bang, it was the sound of something mysterious from the start of the universe, something more intense than we've ever encountered. And finally now at number 1, we have the wow signal. What else could it be, really? In 1977, Ohio State University's Big Ear radio telescope detected the strangest signal ever heard from space. It came from the Sagittarius constellation, and many scientists thought that it sounded like it could be of extraterrestrial origin. It lasted for 72 seconds, and then it was never heard of again. The astronomer who found the signal was so shocked by it that they wrote "wow" in the margin, giving us its name. Now it's been adjusted like some of the other ones so that we can hear it, and this is what it sounds like.
Starting us off at number 10 is the pattern. So this news actually came out at the start of this year when researchers who are part of the Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment put together a paper based on data from their radio telescope. Now from September 16th, 2018 to October 30th, 2019, they recorded 28 fast radio bursts from a spiral galaxy. Now I'm about to go Jimmy Neutron in this place and explain some scientific concepts to you. So fast radio burst is a radio pulse that lasts anywhere from a fraction of a millisecond to 2 to 3, and they occur due to a high energy process that we are yet to discover. Now the telescope recorded an FRB every 16 days, which is the first time we've recorded a pattern of messages from outer space. The cycle would include the burst coming through for a 4-day intense flurry, with the signal being recorded every hour to then nothing for 12 days. Pretty sure it's an intelligent civilization somewhere out there trying to send us a message. I mean, what else could explain it? The researchers have pinpointed the source to a huge spiral galaxy about 500 million light years away from us, but that's still the closest signal we've had in a long time. Some believe that FRBs must be coming from a binary system because other objects in space have done the same thing. The source could be swinging around a black hole or a star, and that's what's causing the pattern to be like that, but I don't really know. Coming in at number 9 is power. So continuing on the whole concept of FRBs, we need to talk about the Lorimer burst. Back in 2001, astronomers discovered the first ever FRB, and they named it the Lorimer burst. It lasted for a total of not even 5 milliseconds and came from about 5 to 11 million light years away, meaning when it was emitted or released, Earth hadn't even formed yet. Mind blown. Either way, within those 5 milliseconds, this FRB released so much energy that the sun couldn't even release that much in 4 months, let alone 5 milliseconds. That just spooks me the hell out, because for us mere mortals, the sun is one of the strongest things in our world, and for this signal to be stronger than the sun, well, I'm kind of super interested to know where on Earth it came from, or, you know, not on Earth it came from. At number 8 we have the burnt cosmonaut, and believe me when I say the story is actually more dramatic than a title I gave it. So back in 1960, the Utica Cordelia brothers were working as amateur radio operators when they heard something they think was from the Soviet space program, which is really important because in the 60s the Soviet Union refused to disclose a lot of the deaths of their cosmonauts. Forget disclosing it, they would straight up hide it or lie about it. They'd be like, oh, there were no people on that spacecraft to begin with, so who cares if it imploded? Everyone? Anyway, fast forward to November of that year when they caught the SOS signal of a woman returning to Earth's orbit, and from the recording you can tell that the spacecraft is malfunctioning in some way, like something just isn't right. The woman says the words "I'm hot" in Russian before the spacecraft goes up in flames. How haunting would hearing that be? It would scar anyone for life. And when confronted, the Russians claimed it was an unmanned craft that got burned. There was not a single mention of this woman, who the brothers straight up heard die. Filling at number 7 slot are the blinking stars. I feel like stars blink all the time. Now I barely see any in the city because of the lights and the pollution, but they're always like twinkling, literally almost blinking at you. My favorite constellation, not that you guys asked, but that I'm gonna tell you anyway, is for sure Orion's belt. You know, the 3 stars in a row. I've always loved that one. Anyway, back in 2016, a group of Canadian astronomers saw 234 stars that were all blinking together at the same time. 234. That is not a small number by any means. Now the guy who made the discovery, Eric Trottier, believes it happened because of aliens, and I mean, I do agree with him. He believes aliens are pointing a laser in our direction, and that laser is causing a difference in the light of these stars and how we see them. And if that theory doesn't make sense to you, then swallow this one. Maybe every single one of these stars is a separate civilization and they're working together in an effort to talk to us. That is a great team effort, I'm not gonna lie. Kudos to you. Now number 6 is the black hole. I've always been fascinated with black holes. I mean, I've always heard that if a human entered one, our atoms would stretch exponentially and then we'd just cease to exist. I mean, would that hurt? Like if we survived, would we just pop out the other end of it? I need answers. Either way, back in 2011, Edward Morgan worked as an X-ray data collector at MIT, and he collected data on this far, far black hole. Morgan then transmitted it into a sound that even us mere mortals can hear, because in reality, the sound is so deep and low that the human ear cannot pick it up. Dog and cat ears maybe, but not us. Now the sound itself sounds like anything that entered that black hole would immediately be sucked into the ether, never to be heard from again. Like, it's crazy. Now let's have a listen. The tiny skips you can hear are actually the infrared jets coming out of the hole. Like, why can we hear this black hole and not others? What is this hole trying to tell us? Coming in at number 5 is the roar. Yup, you best believe there's a galactical kraken out there that let out the roar of its ancestors. Well, not really, but that would be a freaking good story. So during the 213th meeting of the American Astronomical Society, they discussed a super loud signal that they had heard. And I know we've mentioned loud or strong messages and signals in this list, but this one may be the loudest. In 2006, when they heard the roar, it was 5 times louder than any of their predictions. This roar they heard was 6 times bigger than all combined radio wave sources ever. Raw indeed. And number 4 is frequency 4462.3, also known as our closest chance. Now the really interesting thing about this signal is the fact that its source is a star, and it's been the closest source to us that we actually have on this list. The star is called TYC 1220911, and it's only 100 light years away from us. I know I'm saying only like it's 2 minutes away, I get it's far, but it's the closest one to us on the list. Now the star sent a 10-second signal that scientists picked up on and were very interested in. They believe that it must be another civilization or aliens trying to grab our attention because of the proximity of the star and how close they really are. They're basically our neighbors. They're probably sending us a signal like, do you have spare milk? Did not get groceries today. If they even drink milk, I don't know. The filling at number 3 slot is the wow signal, which sounds a bit like an advert for Signal toothpaste, to be fair. Wow signal, buy it for $3 today. But that was a tangent, the story has nothing to do with toothpaste. Now back in 1977, the telescope at Ohio State University detected a signal coming from the Sagittarius constellation. And after you hear the audio, it literally feels like some alien got a hold of an ASMR microphone and is just breathing into it real heavy. Now the signal lasted 72 hours and it perplexed the staff so much that they wrote wow in the margin of the paper the signal was recorded on, hence the name. Now at number 2 is SHG 602 plus 14A. Again, not the name of Elon Musk's other child, but let's not put it past him, shall we? So that long name was what scientists labeled the source of this radio signal that they had discovered. But here's the weird part, the signal seemed to be coming from empty space. Like, yes, they tracked it further and found that it was coming from this area between the Aries and Pisces constellations. However, there had been no stars or planets near the source for 1,000 years, so it's like, where the hell is it coming from? Now the signal came at us at 1420 megahertz, which is significant because hydrogen takes energy at that frequency, and it's the most commonly found element in our universe. This is a big deal because scientists have thought to use hydrogen to contact extraterrestrial life before, so the fact we received a signal at this frequency is insane. Someone could be trying to contact us this very second, and I'm too busy doing a top 10 video about it. Well, not this very second, probably way in the past now, and they've probably forgotten they've even tried, but still. And finally, at number 1 is the Cassini-Huygens mission, or Huygens, not really sure. Now this mission was a collaboration between NASA and the European Space Agency, and it launched the first ever spacecraft to enter Saturn's orbit, which is a pretty big feat if you ask me. Now in 2002, the spacecraft recorded Saturn's aurora, which is caused by the planet's strong magnetic fields. And obviously we can't hear the signal ourselves since that's one of the many shortcomings of being human, so the university lowered the signal dramatically so we could hear it too, and it sounds scary as hell. Like straight out of a horror movie scary.
Starting us off, in at number 10, we have the noise of the sun. Alright, so we have Kelly here, and we're listening to the sounds of the sun.
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever heard it before?
No, I haven't heard this. That's so weird.
It's so weird. How did I get it?
I like just imagine like a little like space shuttle with like a little microphone and they're just like boom pulling and
Yeah, they're just near the sun.
That's crazy because like it's also like not what you'd expect it to sound
And
like.
this is for the sun too. It's like humming.
That's crazy. Like what's the distance like from where they're capturing it?
No idea.
That's like insane. Because
Yeah.
like I don't know, in my brain, the sun's like a big ball of fire.
It's
and
like, what sound would it make?
It would make like fiery
Just fire.
hell noises. But no, that's
fire hell noises.
just like ah!
To me, it just make like a wood camp fire crackling noise. It just crackles.
That's like way lovelier than mine. Mine's like demonic, like hellscape.
All right, so we have Rebecca now, and reacting to the sound of the sun.
I like it. Good on you, son. It needs to sound a bit domineering, doesn't it? It's the sun. It's pretty scary, but like,
Weird.
I like it.
You like it.
The sound waves.
So what about this part? It's the sun.
That bit I'm less okay with. It sounds like it's calling to like.
You're okay with the first bit, but you're less okay with how it ends.
Making it up as I go along.
It's like calling for something? Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
it's kind of like ooh, ee.
It's haunting us.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, I'm here for it. It's the sun. No disrespect.
Those are the actual sound waves of the sun. And they move around the entire sun. They move down inside the sun. They move back up to the surface.
By tracking the sound, scientists can see the invisible. They pick up sound waves smashing against the sun's surface and resonating throughout the solar interior.
Moving on from the sun to the mysterious sounds of Jupiter in at number 9. NASA was able to capture the 5th planet from the sun, Jupiter's sound. NASA sent the Juno spacecraft kind of recently. They were able to capture the sound of Jupiter back in 2016. Jupiter is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. The entire planet is made of gas with no solid surface under the atmosphere. Well, let's take a listen to what it sounds like. Alright, we have Lucy, and we got Jupiter. Sounds of Jupiter.
It's calming.
It's calming.
Yeah, I feel at peace.
You could go to bed with this?
Yeah, scary things spook me. Not spook me. Scary things are comforting to me. This is nice.
I'm a little worried about you right now. What's
A
next?
lot of people are worried about me.
Alright, we got Jack, and we're reacting to sounds from outer space. Scary sounds. So we got Jupiter.
Oh, wow. You said the other day that you were scared of wind, though.
I am scared. Hey, don't reveal it to people. I'm scared of wind. There's one in here that I would be terrified of.
That's pretty ominous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds like something's going on down there.
There's a lot probably going on down there. Number 8, we have the eerie sound of Saturn's screaming poles. These sounds are very terrifying to say the least. I wouldn't be surprised if these sounds were used as like sound effects in horror movies. Saturn's sounds were captured in 2002 by NASA's Cassini spacecraft. And you can hear radio waves coming from Saturn's aurora, so a very similar light phenomenon as our aurora borealis located here on Earth. Cassini completed its space mission back in 2017. NASA lost contact with the spacecraft as it made a suicide dive right into the planet. Well, let's listen to the noises that was captured from this planet.
Oh yeah, I've heard this one
You've heard
before.
this one?
It's
Why?
so weird. Top 5 scary videos. That's why I've heard it. And it's like go subscribe. So it sounds like you're literally like in like a basement, and like there's all these like scary like ghouls, or like the catacombs in France where there's just like, I don't know, like you're in like a really, there as well? No, but I really want to go. I saw that catacomb movie, and like this is how I imagine it sounds, you know, or like that's purgatory.
That's crazy.
What? That actually sounds like the intro to a sci-fi horror.
Yeah, they probably took it.
They probably took. That's definitely something. That's like some Doctor Who stuff.
Yeah, that's freaky.
What?
This sounds like cheesy 80s like sci-fi. In a galaxy far, far away. Oh man.
Moving into number 7. Let's take a listen to what our own Earth sounds like from space. I'm thinking like it's just really noisy, a lot of chatter, like we can hear people screaming and sirens, and well, it sort of sounds like someone or something is trying to communicate with us. It's pretty freaky when you listen. Earth, what do you think it sounds like?
What do I think Earth sounds like? Toilet flushing.
That's the first thing that came to your mind.
Yeah,
did you just cover the washroom?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's it.
Okay, Earth.
What does Earth sound like? It's just car horns.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just people yelling. And I don't believe it.
You know what it kind of sounds like is, you know, like the cicadas or cicada. What is it called? Cicadas.
Cicadas?
Yeah. Like
cicadas,
like ever so slightly. It's not like the main frequency there, but it's like just underneath. That's Earth. That's where we live. That's the noises that our planet makes plural. Ah.
Ready for Earth?
What
do you think Earth sounds like?
Pain and despair.
What? You're filming too many top 5 scary videos already. Alright, here we go.
Oh. Sounds like an annoying bird.
I was gonna say a bird. Yeah.
Throw a stone at it. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh.
Maybe like a whale signal from underwater or something?
Maybe. No, bird. 100% bird. Just annoying, won't shut up.
Number 6, we have the hollow sound of the moon. Scientists believe that the moon might be hollow. This theory is called the hollow moon hypothesis. Very creative, or spaceship moon hypothesis. Well, there is no scientific evidence that suggests that the moon is hollow, but listening to the creepy noise makes it sound pretty hollow, but you know what? I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of that.
Yeah, kind of what I expected actually.
Oh, this is scarier. I love it though. The moon's such a mystery.
It's so gloomy. It's so mysterious. It's so close. It seems like.
I love it. I love the moon. Okay, that's exciting.
That's exciting. This is scary.
It is. And also, did you know that when the Apollo 11 missions, in fact it was the one before that, circumnavigated the moon, they started hearing a really weird sound when they were around the dark side? So, the moon, what's going on? Moon mysteries.
Moving into number 5, we may not be alone because we have a radio signals from space. Is this someone trying to contact us? It's very plausible. What you're about to hear are sounds from 1977 in space. People believed at the time it could be from like an alien signal. Alright, here's an alien signal.
No.
Are you terrified of this stuff?
Terrified, but also excited.
They're communicating.
What are they saying?
Beer.
Beer, please. Beer. We heard you guys got beer? Yeah, we got it, aliens. Come down, come down. That is freaky, man. Space is a freaky place, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's freaky. It's also great, but freaky.
Alright, we got alien signal.
Oh, what we got? Oh, they're very loud, aren't they? Screechy aliens.
They want to make sure we hear them.
I can hear
What do
them.
you think they're saying?
We're coming.
They might just be saying something totally mundane like, would you like a cup of tea? How many sugars? And
Number 4, we have Venus. The sounds on Venus is pretty different from all the sounds we've heard so far. It sort of sounds like a deep bass noise. Apparently, if humans talked on Venus, we would sound like a Smurf.
Time for a nap break. Just find a cozy corner and...
Lazy Smurf, where are you going?
Oh, I'll
Get back to work now, like everyone else.
Yes, Papa Smurf.
Alright, well let's take a listen to what Venus sounds like. Here, hold on.
Ooh.
Oh, I kind of revealed it. What do you think it would sound like?
okay, I would have gone for something more feminine because Venus is, you know, a female planet. We've decided. But it sounds like a badass.
Alright, go. Venus sound, go.
I think I'm just doing like the choral bits from 2001: A Space Odyssey. Venus sounds like you don't want to mess with her.
No.
I'm here for Venus.
That's weird.
It sounds like, you know, like one of those gongs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
like
it is. Yeah,
it's like
boom.
that, but like it doesn't end. It's just like constant.
Weird. It's a like what is on Venus? It looks
I don't know.
weird.
Venus is a strange little planet.
It's like a red moon.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's so
Bunch of aliens hitting gongs.
Yeah. It's funny because so many people have said that.
Yeah, it's gongs.
Moving into number 3, we're about to listen to repeating radio signal coming from deep space.
Ooh. 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 It's like they're playing as a song.
Yeah, yo, I'd have that as a beat of like a doo,
It's like a musician from space.
It looks like
Yeah.
it's coming closer and then going further away.
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
No, it's like coming to Earth and being like, screw this, not going there.
It sounds different. It sounds weird. We're going.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't good.
Like it sounds funny to me.
That's like music.
Everyone says that. yeah.
Some guy's just out there, just like still waiting.
Some guy's just playing his banjo, like on Jupiter.
Just a little space banjo, like it's like Deliverance, like you ain't from round here, boy.
Number 2, let's listen to the windy sounds on the 7th planet from the sun. We're talking about the 1781 discovery of Uranus. Uranus is what we call an ice giant that is composed almost entirely of gases and fluids, so there's no real ground to stand on. So colonizing it one day, it might be impossible. This planet does emit radio waves, and also it seems to have a really strong winds. Uranus.
I don't know what that sounds like.
Insert fart sound or something.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds like Uranus. Sounds like someone's passing gas.
Here's one that I'd be afraid of.
Okay. Oh, I get why you'd be afraid of it.
Oh man, I should have told this guy. I told this guy yesterday. I'm terrified of wind. Like
wind from Uranus.
From Uranus. Very terrified.
Sorry, I had to do it to him. I had to do it to him.
Number 1, let's listen to the sounds of a black hole. The sounds are X-ray data from GRS 1915 plus 105, translated into audible pulsation by MIT's Edward Morgan. you gotta guess what this is. It's a sound from space.
Sound from space. It sounds like, do you know there's like an asteroid belt?
I don't know what that sounds like.
No, I'm not saying like it's, but yeah, there's like an asteroid belt around space, so it sounds like rocks spinning super fast.
What else? What's your guess?
It sounds like I'm at laser tag. But in space.
It's something being talked about recently.
The black holes, stuff being sucked into it?
Yeah. Well, maybe not being sucked into it, but
I hear a vacuum. Could sound like a vacuum. Yeah, it's like a vacuum in space.
Sorry, man. Alright, the last one, you gotta tell me what it is.
Okay, I've got to tell you what it is.
Yeah, it's from space.
Okay. No one can hear you scream.
Restart it.
This is the weirdest one. Is it like audio recording of some stormtroopers? I don't know.
It's not a planet.
It's not a planet?
It's not a planet.
Okay. Is that a trick question? Is it Pluto?
No.
Okay. Is it the International Space Station?
No, that's a good guess. One more guess.
Is it some kind of asteroid?
It's something being talked about recently.
It's a black hole. Amazing. Of course it is. We love black holes.
Alright, you have to guess what this is.
Ooh, okay. Is it a meteor shower?
Sounds like it could be one.
Or like comets?
Oh, something that was like, a picture was taken recently of.
Oh, is that a black hole?
Like, I was looking for sounds of the black hole. Like, I don't know how accurate these sounds actually are. I try to grab them from NASA sources, but it might be. It might be a sound from a black hole.
You know what it kind of sounds like if you took a vacuum cleaner, like the nozzle bits, and then like stuck it to your ear, and it's like like that's what I would imagine it sounds like.
All right, Rebecca's gonna guess this last sound.
Oh, I love this game.
Let's see if you can get it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. Oh, it's gonna be like some crazy stuff like Saturn's rings.
Nope.
No? Jupiter's moons? Enceladus?
So it's not a planet, it's something else out there.
Whales? No. Dolphins?
It's whales from space. It's
dolphins from space. What is it?
It was the recent. Did you see it?
I did see it.
What is it?
It's the black hole.
It's a black hole.
Oh my god, I'm so scared of black holes. I'm so scared. It's like all of my nightmares.
I just did a top 10 on it, and we might be in a black hole. That's one theory.
You've blown my mind. I don't know what to say to that.
That's why the planet's getting hotter and hotter.
Oh my god, we're in a black hole?
And we're moving in slow-mo.
Okay. I think I already have an idea. Just because I'm a big fan of Interstellar. Is this a black hole? Is this
You're the first one to guess it.
A supermassive black hole?
I don't know what the size of it, but it's a black hole.
I know.
Damn, you know your black holes.
That is the event horizon. I know. A black hole doesn't get by me. Never.
Oh, but you're gonna be the only one that gets it.